Welcome back to another video for HarborFinancialOnline.com. Today I'm going to be going over the tax return filing dates and going over all the exact dates you need to know for filing your tax return. And for some of you out there that are filing late, I'm going to cover the rules on filing a late return and amending returns and all the different dates that are going to be important to you throughout the year for filing your tax return. So let me get the video started and we'll go through this together. So your tax return is due April 15th each year. Now it doesn't always fall on the 15th, because if the 15th is a weekend, then that date will move forward. So if, say, Sunday is April 15th, your tax return will be due April 16th, that first Monday is how it works. If you're not ready to file your tax return by the April 15th deadline, you can apply and get an automatic extension to October 15th, and this would be on Form 4868. And I'm going to cover that later in the video and take you to that form and show you how you fill it out and how you send it in. But 99.9% of the time when you send this in, you're going to get an automatic extension unless you owe tax from a prior tax year or you didn't file tax returns before. But this is an automatic grant to file your tax return late, and they understand this because a lot of times you may have situations that prevent you from getting all the information you need to report your tax return right. So it's not, by filing late is not something that puts you in a risky category, or that they don't look down upon that. So there's nothing wrong with filing your return late. One thing I want you to realize is when you do file the extension, you have to file that by April 15th, but any tax that you think you're going to owe, you have to do an estimate at that time and include a payment with the extension form. So they don't allow you additional time to pay that exact tax amount. They expect you to pay the tax that you owe by April 15th. But the form that gets filed, you can get to October 15th. If you end up underpaying at the extension, if you pay less than what is owed at October 15th, you'll get penalties and interest for that amount that you underpaid. Okay? I covered this. The first bullet here is what I just went over with the penalties and interest. Now, the interest is pretty substantial. Usually it falls in between 8 to 12%, depending on how much you owe. And then you'll get penalties on top of that, which is normally a 10% penalty. Sometimes you can get that waived if you request it. So if you were hit with a penalty, I recommend trying to get that removed, because sometimes you can if you have a circumstance that just didn't allow you to file the return with accurate information. So maybe you had a fire or a hurricane, something like that, where your records were damaged. In a case like that, they may give you an exception and remove the penalty and sometimes even the interest. Now, when you file that extension, Form 4868, if you end up paying more at the extension, more tax than what was owed, you'll just get that back in a refund when you file your return. So it's always better at the extension to pay, since you're doing an estimate, to pay more than you think, just so you don't get the possibility of the penalties and interest tacked on to whatever tax you owe. Okay? If you're paying estimated payments throughout the year, you're paying quarterly payments. You can see the dates I have here. It'll be April 15th, June 15th, September 15th, and January 15th. So with estimated payments, this is if you expect to underpay in tax. Say your employer doesn't withdraw enough each year to pay your tax bill. So at the end of each year, it seems like you're owing tax every year, not getting a refund. Then you need to start filing these estimated payments. so you're not underpaying each year. I recommend trying our online tax estimator calculator at our site, harborfinancialonline.com. You can estimate exactly what your taxes are going to be, put in your information, and it'll show you what your refund or tax owed might be. So I'm going to take you to our website, and I'm going to take you to a little bit more the form that you're going to file 4868 for the extension, and show you how that's done. So here's the estimator on our site. You can use this link to estimate your taxes and your refund, harborfinancialonline.com. And this is form 4868. This is the automatic extension form that you'll file with the IRS, and here you're going to put in what you estimate your tax to be. And then here is where you're going to put in the amount that you're going to include with this form as a payment. So you need to, after you estimate your taxes, if you think you're going to owe more, you'll include the amount here, and then add a check for that specific amount. So this is the actual form. There's really not much to it. You see the instructions here. It's just this small form here with your information. You'll file that with the IRS. So it's actually pretty simple. It's an automatic extension. So you aren't going to wait for anything to come back from the IRS. Only if you got, the only time they're going to send you something is if you didn't get the extension. But 99.9% of the time you're going to get it. So I wouldn't worry about it. I would just assume you got the extension. You can also look at irs.gov if you want to get more information on the extensions. They give the dates that I just went over as well, so you can just make sure you have the dates right. And here it explains how if April 15th falls on a holiday, they will move it forward to that first Monday, or the first next business day. And again, at our website you can prepare the return directly online. You can use the estimator, and we have other links to more credits and deductions that if you want to look at those and see if you might qualify, because it covers all the deductions that are out there. The main other things I want to cover here: if you're filing electronically, you can submit the return on April 15th and not be late, so it'll have a record of the date you submitted it. So it's just like filing by mail, that postmark is the date. It doesn't have to be received by April 15th. State returns are always accepted if the IRS accepts yours 99% of the time, but you still have to file the extension with each state. Let's see here. File by mail, it just has to be postmarked by April 15th or October 15th with the extension. So if you have any questions with the due dates, send me an email, expert@harborfinancialonline.com. Thank you for watching the videos. You can prepare the return directly online at harborfinancialonline.com, or just do a quick estimate of your taxes. So thanks again, and hopefully you'll check out some of the future videos.